that already.
Pop. Pop, pop. Pop. Pop, pop. Pop. Pop, pop. Pop. Pop.
Hello and welcome to Misfits and Monsters. I'm your friendly neighbourhood Dungeon Master Aaron, and I can finally breathe through my nose after weeks of being completely bunged up. Yeah. I can
You
smell,
can, but I
I can
can't.
smell the rancid air once again.
Air, come through.
Unfortunately today we're missing quite a few people due to various other commitments, but we do have with us, going from clockwise from my video screen right, is Craig.
Oh, me first?
Yeah.
Oh,
Craig.
man. I did write a paragraph this week.
Did you?
It's not very good.
Have you got it with you?
It's right in front of me.
That's nice.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
I'm Craig. I play Cray Cray. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. A big pink-scaled whirlwind of toothed claws and axe-bladed jaws, exiled from his homeland, Cray Cray is the original murder hobo. Cray Cray likes long walks in the Underdark, laying in a bed of leaves, and talking to his axe Wilson. He's been looking for evil in all the wrong places.
It was good. Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, there's a bit more. Desperate to redeem himself for releasing a great terror into the realm, he's thrown his line to join the Misfits. They're like a beacon for evil. It's time to make fools and butcher names.
Nice.
That's more than one paragraph.
I know. I was going to save that, but I
Just get it in there.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Thanks, Craig. Mike, you're next.
Alright, I'm playing Ezra, the roguishly handsome bard who's turned his skill with words to immortalizing the adventures of the Misfits.
Yeah.
But could his egotistical bravado give way to genuine heroism? Find out this week. Or another week.
Oh.
When he actually does something useful.
You mean when the DM remembers to provoke your roleplay based on your backstory?
Yeah.
Hey, I've got a lot of plates spinning as it is.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Kat.
Hello.
Do one.
I'm Kat. I play Kayla, resident pyromaniac. She's a tiefling who's supposedly on a path of revenge for her lover, but she seems to just like blowing things up. And this is still my favourite bit. Whips and chains, demonic and demons and flames, that's the hot sauce! She's serving up abyssal realness.
She sure
That's
is.
Kayla.
Beautiful.
Fireball.
Bringing the heat. Cool. And finally, we have Haz. Strap in.
Hello. I'm Haz. I play a 6'2", slightly askew, ready to brew, curse-linging autumn child. Is he timid, shy, wild? Who's to say? A sure sack of hay, riled with a smile and here to slay.
Paz, you're just
Awesome
showing
Paz.
us all up.
Is that a
every
character
time.
intro or a full-on rap?
I don't
Just
know.
yeah.
I'm gonna.
Maybe we should work this into verses, so it's just like one long rap.
We could do a Misfits rap. It could be like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
cheesiest, worst. It could be like a John. What's that guy? Show me your genitals. What's John?
Oh god.
Do you remember this? Do you remember John?
Oh my god, I remember that.
Leisure
Is John
I'm glad
Leisure?
you guys know what this is.
Yeah, show me your genitals.
It's like an awkward white hop. It's
the
it's
best kind.
very very funny. Very deliberately crap. Like yeah, it's good. If no one knows, show me your genitals. Please, I urge you to go and find that on the interwebs.
Search on YouTube.
Not necessarily now, but after we've done, maybe you will.
It'd be like opening Pandora's box.
To be honest, we'll probably get in trouble for it. For recommending, I don't know, but we'll get cancelled. Fuck it. Yeah. So, still helping out the dung sweepers. You guys finished up your day's work after securing the services of a halfling ne'er-do-well that you met in Brindle Alley, and then on the way home from Mule School Tavern after snooping about through Camlin's private quarters and discovering that he had various items of ladywear in his closet, and then coming across an intruder in the Mule School Tavern that escaped before you could find anything further out about them. You took a detour on the way home into the Golden Horn, based on things that you'd found in Camlin's room, such as a poster advertising the place, and inquired as to certain things that you might were trying to connect with Camlin, but didn't really find anything. And so you went home, retired to the bowels of the earth, and now it is morning, and you awake to find that there is a series of packages that have been brought in by the City Watch guards and placed on the bar in the common room area.
Are they from the Amazon?
That's swag.
From the Amazon. What a literal let's have some tunes. Here we go. Alright. So, oh no, that's not, no, we don't want that tune.
Sounds a bit severe. Got to take this box.
All the tunes are severe in this playlist.
Wow.
They all just start hard.
We take opening boxes serious.
Yeah. So the packages are addressed individually to Bramble and Ezra Vaverse, Esquire, Cray, and they've spelled your name wrong.
Oh, I wouldn't know.
With
How
an
can
E.
you spell it right?
I don't know, how do you spell it? I always...
With a Q.
It's,
Or an X.
yeah.
Quay.
Silent
Quay,
X.
Quay, quay.
I've actually got a corrective speech impediment where I say my U's as R's.
Yeah,
Can we open
and to Sif, but Sif doesn't seem to want to get up, and he's staying in his room, and you gather that he's, from his coughs and sniffles and his dull voice, he's obviously contracted
He's got the
something
poopy
from
flu. The
some
poopy
of the
flu.
dung, yeah, like
Poo flu?
he got
The
poo
poo flu.
Yeah.
It got poo flu!
He got the flu.
So he's not coming down for his package.
He's sneezing out his bum!
Oh god.
It's horrible!
Got a bad case of the poo flu.
So yeah, what are you doing?
I guess I'll put his in the chest in the basement.
Okay. So can you just do a perception check while you're down there for me?
With my new dice. 50... 17.
17.
It's not bad.
That's pretty good. Whilst you're down there and you're opening your secret sort of little storage chest for your various valuables, you hear the sound. Did you hear my voice break down?
Yeah, that was
I'm still. I went all Shaggy Rogers there. Yoinks! Anyway, I assure you, my testicles dropped some time ago. I'm not going for
And here they are.
I'm not going through a second puberty. Fuck no! Imagine that.
There's a second puberty?
Oh God, I hope not.
Anyway.
your balls get even lower until they're just these pendulums swinging side between.
There was a great video. This is totally off topic at this point. For a product called the Nut Sack, and obviously it's fictional, but they were advertising it to older gentlemen, shall we say?
So it is.
And
so the bomb
in
bra
true-
is real.
Yeah,
I should
the
have
nut
patented
bra,
it
yeah.
years ago.
Yeah, and the in true sort of cheap advert fashion, they were like, "Has this ever happened to you?" And it has these scenarios of these old men. One of them, he goes to sit down at the toilet, and you hear this splash. And
Oh.
he's like, "Oh!"
Was that an Adult Swim sketch?
That must have been a sketch. That can't be.
It was,
Oh,
but it was funny.
Sounds good.
That's
Yeah.
good.
So yeah, seek that out as well, viewers. Don't thank us for it.
Only good stuff here.
Yeah, getting lower. Bar getting lower by the minute. Yeah, you hear a faint sound of what you could only interpret as like very muted, distant groaning coming from somewhere beneath your feet.
In the basement. I go down and investigate.
You're already in the basement.
I'm in the basement. Are we under the basement?
Yeah. It sounds like it's coming from somewhere below.
A sub-level.
Very muted, like.
What, what's the floor made of in the basement? Is it dirt?
It looks like hard packed, like earth, like ancient old earth that's been there for so long and is so densely
Oh my god.
compacted that it's just. What have I said now? Have I used phrasing that is?
No, Mike posted the link in the chat. It's just an image of a guy with his crotch with pixels over it. And I was like, it wasn't you.
Nice.
Sorry, I did not mean to distract. That's my bad. Apologies.
It's all good. I guess I'll try and smell out if I can smell a draft somewhere in the basement.
Okay.
Oh, that's not good. 11.
11. At the minute, being able to pinpoint any particular source of airflow is eluding you.
I guess I'll bang on the floor as well with my axe to see if anywhere's hard.
So
Dun, dun.
it's all very dense and just fuzz dully under the haft of your axe. There's no echoing or reverberation in any of the areas that you check.
Weird. Hello. Hello, is anyone there?
There's no response.
Wilson, was that you? No, it wasn't Wilson. Oh well. I guess I'll put Sniff's stuff away.
Okay, so you store his package in the your makeshift vault.
I think I'll go and tell the others.
Is it still in that
chest?
articulated barrow?
Yeah, the whole thing.
I sounded really Leicester then.
Barrow.
Barrow.
It's in that
Barrow.
Barrow.
Yeah, so I'll go up and I'll I heard a weird noise down there. Sound like someone that noise.
What do you guys make of that?
That's concerning.
Yeah, I don't know
Did
where.
you try and get in there?
Well, I couldn't see anything or smell anything. But I've been smelling that poo flu all morning, so I think it's disrupted my senses.
I got poo in my nostrils.
Oh, why didn't you tell me? Oh! Oh!
Half-orc poo particles drifting throughout the earth.
You did ask me to check.
The appropriately named bowels of the earth.
Oh yeah, oh man. This place is cursed.
Could be.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Yes, I think there's someone in the basement, but I don't know.
Should we ask if we can get in the basement?
Yeah, it's open. I just came from there.
Oh, sorry.
It's this way. Look.
Yeah, we'll follow Crookery down.
Yeah.
I've started to sing when I walk.
Just a
Follow that singing man.
It's my new thing.
So are you all going down into the basement now?
Yes.
Let's all go to the basement. Let's all go to the
Get
basement.
ourselves some
party.
dirt.
Fresh dirt.
Okay, so you're in the basement. What are you doing?
Hello.
No response.
Is there any other visible or clear and obvious openings, doors, or windows?
No,
Is that the one
it's
you
a
took into?
basement, totally windowless, dark unless you have dark vision or provide your own form of light source.
Don't we all have dark vision?
I think you do.
I think so, yeah.
By this point, yeah. You can see
I'm
through, you
going
can
to
see through
just
walls
use my,
by this point. I don't know why I bother
Yeah.
trying to hide things from you.
Darkness is no obstacle for us.
Yeah.
Hello, darkness.
I'm going to use my divine sense to detect if there are any celestial fiends or undead or any desecrated areas.
Okay. No. None of the above.
No.
Comes back.
There's nothing malicious or untoward here.
Where did the sound come from, Gregory? You heard it when you were above the...
Below.
Was it
Beneath. Sounded like it was coming from somewhere beneath the ground.
I was
when
up
you were in
near-
the basement.
I was near the chest, just here, and it sounded like it was just there. About
What's in the
floor,
chest?
Just where I thought I heard it.
So just dull thumps. There's no reverberation, no echoing sounds.
What's in the chest?
Oh, it's just
House
all our
stuff.
gold.
Oh, it's our chest. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should really be more careful with this thing.
Perfectly safe down in this haunted basement.
Who'd ever dare come down here?
Exactly.
This is where someone with stone... what's somewhere you can vanish into the wall?
Stone shape,
Yeah.
Stone shape.
which I don't have.
Or
But
manipulate Earth. Is that a spell
yeah,
in 5th edition? Mold Earth.
There's something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sadly, I do not have this.
So none of you have Mold Earth.
no, I have detect magic. Can I?
I can dig.
I was gonna say we might have shovels.
You can detect magic. Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah,
Bramble.
so Bramble cast detect magic.
Okay, so you get a faint emanation coming from roughly in the middle furthest area of the floor against the back wall of the basement. So there's something sort of emanating from beneath the floor in that area.
So to everyone else, Bramble does like a Scooby-Doo waft in the air to the area, like he's smelling something, like
Oh.
just, just
Does he
levitating, just like.
Oh.
What is that?
Where do you detect it?
Back wall. So it's like it's over here near this back wall. Oh, I sound like that.
I'll try and sniff around again. 24.
Are you Scooby Doo?
Maybe.
That's my cousin.
Gregory is. You're Shaggy.
Aside from the
Yeah, I'm Shaggy
distinct
pretty much.
musty odor of like packed earth, like old packed earth. There's nothing more to sense
No
beneath
smell,
that.
Yeah.
Like it's
There's no, like,
just
faint,
musty basement smell.
no faint like near like. I guess I'll push on the wall.
What, on a particular area of the wall, or just the whole like?
Yeah.
Nothing happens. You just press against hard stone walls.
Maybe it's a secret passage. Kayla, blow it up.
Just collapse the building
Just collapse
from.
the whole fucking floor.
Is this even something we should be worrying about? Are we just worried about the gold?
I'm easily distracted. Oh yeah, the gold.
If we're worried, we can move the gold elsewhere.
You hear a bang on the door, boom, 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 and a voice like shouts through like the slot of the. It's like, and you hear it's
The front door.
The front door is Jasper the halfling, and he's like, is anybody in there? We're running late, you know. It's time to go out and start work. We can't set off without you. And you hear him in a quieter voice, and Cray, you hear this more clearly than anybody else because of your tuned senses. You hear him turn to the guard and go, Have you seen them this morning? They are all up, aren't they? I mean, can you let me in and I'll try and find them? And you hear the guard was like, oh yeah, I've seen them. I brought a package in for them earlier. I suppose I could let you in. Yeah. And you hear the door swing open, and Jasper hears feet and his weight drop on the boards and then you hear pattering feet like. Hello, where are ya? Hello, come on, lazy bugs. It's time for work. We gotta get off.
It's time to pretend to shovel shit again. I didn't even open my package. I'm easily distracted.
Open it quick, then we
I'll
can
just
go.
whip open my package.
Have you come back upstairs? You've got it with you.
Anyway.
Okay, so inside your package you see there's an armor-plated kilt.
Oh, my battle kilt.
Yeah, with a
your battle kilt.
with like a fuzzy pouch attached to its central sort of crotch area, over the crotch area, and it's like closed with like a metal like clasp.
Oh, cool.
But it's suspended by like a heavy-duty chain from 2 fixed points on the belt of the kilt.
Oh, shit. It's arrived! Finally!
That looks great.
There's a note attached to it.
There's some scribbles on here. What's this say? I'll just hold it in front of all three of you.
Can you not read?
Grab it and read
No.
I thought you were like an archaeologist at one point or something.
You should know this by
Do
now.
you need to read to be an archaeologist? Don't you just dig through dead people's stuff?
It's a little different from an archaeologist.
Oh, no, wait.
That's
I'm
a grave
actually-
robber.
I'm a
Grave
grave robber.
digger.
Grave digger. Just step up. A few steps up.
Kayla takes the note and reads it.
Okay, it says in Piatrin's flowing cursive, it reads, Dear Corray. It says,
She reads it out in that voice.
and it's spelled Kuray.
Rubble slinger.
Oh.
Corray. And
They spelled your name wrong, Cray.
Oh,
and he goes on to say, enclosed you will find your order. I do hope it meets every requirement that you asked of us. If there are any problems with the magical side of its construction and features, please take the issue up with my partner. I've forgotten her name. Fuck.
Cray.
Corray.
Where's your
Corray.
document? I sent it to you in the chat. Oh my god, why have I forgotten this?
Oh.
How do we know that Grey's name is spelled wrong if he doesn't know how to read or write?
We
Well,
don't.
because you guys, whenever you've spelt it previously, have only ever spelt it Cray. Craig.
No,
I'm
we
probably
just
the
say-
only one who's ever written it down.
Yeah, you probably are. How
We
has
just
Ezra
say-
spelt it?
I guess yours is the official.
Let me check that. Yep, that's spelled wrong. Yep.
How do you spell it?
Is it Black?
IT.
Black. The partner's name is Black.
Nice.
Where the hell is this thing?
Oh, why can't I remember this?
I'm trying to find it too.
It's in the documents that I sent to you, Mike.
I've gone too
Can
far.
we look it up?
Is it on the messenger?
It's in the messenger chat. Sorry for the hold up.
It's all good.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Just when you think you've prepared for everything, you haven't.
It's not you, it's me. Because I thought I downloaded it.
So you haven't even read this document
No,
yet.
I was reading it the other day.
Ooh,
Is it Blacklock?
Blacklock. There we go. It says, please take it up with my partner Blacklock, as they are responsible for the investiture and creation of all magic integration into these materials. You will find them at... I've forgotten the name of the address now as well.
And you tell us.
Yes, and he tells you the name of the address where you can find them, which I will furnish you with later when I am not...
Well, we've got it written down on this little note, so we'll just
yeah, there you go.
refer back to that when we need it.
Yeah, you will. So, and it says, "Thank you for your business. I do hope you will come again. Magic items aren't generally sold over the counter in Waterdeep, but for the price that you were willing to pay, I was more than happy to accommodate, and will do so again. Yours, with great sincerity, Beatrice." And then that's it. The note ends.
Oh, how good! I forgot.
If yours has been delivered, I'm going to go upstairs and check out my package.
Should I wear it now? Or will it
I'll put on mine.
Careful what you wish for, and I'll just get out of sight before Cray just like totally disrobes.
So hearing some commotion, Jasper like goes to the foot of the stairs leading down into the basement. He's like, "Oh, hello! Are you ready then? What you up to down there in the dark?"
We thought we heard something, but I'm sure it's nothing. We've got a couple of packages to go through, and then we'll be right out in just 5 minutes.
Then.
Perhaps you can wait for us out there.
Yeah, no problem. I'll go and tell Cole, and we'll be right outside. All right, see you in a mo. And he like scampers off and closes the door after him. So Ezra, are you going to open your package now?
Yeah, I'll go check out my package.
So you find in yours there are the fancy clothes that you required to be made by Piatrin and Company, and you've read your document, haven't you, that I sent you? Yeah. And it's pretty much everything that you could have wished for and more.
So I'll just pull these out and say, oh yes, these are splendid. These are most fine.
And
but there's absolutely no way I'm going to be wearing these out.
The rest
mucky
of you
streets.
like
I shall have to put these in a safe place, and I'll take them back downstairs to the chest.
Okay, but so you're like dazzled by these bejeweled, finely made ensemble of clothing. There's like a frock coat, a shirt, a vest, pantaloons, socks, even shoes and gloves. Like the whole thing is a complete.
More frills than you can shake a period drum around.
With like probably maybe some kind of like
Downton Abbey, but
and a popped
just
collar.
one outfit.
And there's like metal inlaid into the stitching and the various cuts of the clothing, so that it glimmers and sparkles as the light catches it, as Desiree like dashes past you to take it to your vault downstairs.
I'm just carrying it very carefully and just sort of being careful not to let anybody else touch it.
What colour is it, Ezra? Because
it is a deep red, like a scarlet red.
Okay, all right.
Fancy.
We'll have to call you Captain Scarlet from now on.
That is the Captain Scarlet theme for anybody that doesn't know. I am old.
And everyone who hasn't seen it should totally go watch it.
But the original Jerry Anderson puppet show version, not the CGI one.
Oh yeah, not the CGI one. Like I remember the original intro was amazing. Like that thing, I don't know why. It was such an amazing.
This is the voice of the Mr. Ons. They used to scare me as a kid. But I digress. What's happening? What
is in this bag?
Are you just reading that now? This D&D, people. D&D.
I've read it before.
You spend all this time making things for folks, and they read it on stream, like before the.
Real life
I really
reaction.
like Cray.
Real life
you
reaction.
sent me all of them, and yours looks fun. I'm looking forward to you using it.
Yeah. So.
So I'm naked and putting my kilt on.
Right.
In front of Kayla.
Okay, are you still there, Kayla? Are you watching Cray disrobe? Mind, it's not like there's a lot to take off. Kat, can you hear us?
She's just getting an eyeful.
Oh god.
Ezra's too busy, like,
It's
carefully
not like you can
placing
miss it.
his clothes into the chest to even
Megan
notice what Cray's doing.
It's retracted.
It's
She's
retractable.
kind of curious. She's curious.
Kayla, you just see that there's where there should be something, there's just like a hole, because he's retracted them into his pelvic cavity. Yeah.
Oh god.
Which confuses you, yeah?
All the time.
It's that song from Silence of the Lambs. Should we be playing
He's tucked
What should we watch the song in Silence of the Lambs?
Which one?
Yeah.
Oh, Only Horses.
Only Horses. We should be playing Only Horses. Anyway, oh Jesus Christ.
Put my kilt on. What are you looking at?
I love it. It looks great.
Yeah. Now I can let loose.
Oh, you can let it out.
Yeah.
You were only wearing a loincloth before anyway. What was restrictive about
What was
that?
restrictive? Yeah.
This one's armoured.
Okay. Alright then. So yeah, you're kilted up. Ezra, you've stored yours. Sif's is in the chest along Bramble, that just leaves you. Yours is left on the counter.
I guess whilst this is going on, Bramble will probably see his box on the floor and like he'll cross his legs on the floor like a child at Christmas and start ripping the thing apart.
Alright.
So he's just, yeah.
Nice.
And have you had a chance to read yours, mate?
Yeah, hat's eyes and the noose, right?
Yeah, so you've got this new pointy hat which is furnished with this like baleful, scowling but eyeless sort of impression of a face like the sorting hat but a lot more malignant looking. And this like noose which doesn't really look much different to yours. What's this? Is that the sketch you did of it?
Oh, that's cool.
I can't quite see that on the camera, but yeah. Cool. But obviously a lot cleaner. So what do you do, Bramble? Do you put them on or are you saving that for later?
He puts on the hat and then he goes to he puts on the hat first, then he goes to put on the noose, realizing he has to take the hat off. So he feels like an idiot, number one. Then he goes to the closest mirror to put on this noose and fashions it like a tie, thinking he's all formal, and sniggering at Ezra like, I can be formal too, you know? Then he puts on his hat.
Outfit complete.
Nice.
So as you do the knot, as you tighten the knot of the noose, like the tie around your collar, you feel it for a moment suddenly get exceptionally tight, like almost to the point of cutting off the air, and then it relaxes. But you got a sense that this thing is possibly there to stay. Like it felt like it's clung to you and then relaxed.
It's part of me now.
So,
How do I mute you?
Craig, what are you doing? Are you watching the stream on your phone? Stop it!
I'm uploading an image.
Oh my god. Anyway, so you're all kitted out in your new duds. Are you going to leave to join the waiting dung sweepers?
Prob should.
Should we do anything about the treasure, the chest in the basement? If it's
Yeah, do we want...
what exactly did you hear or see in the basement?
Should
I
we
saw
worry?
nothing. I just heard a whimpering.
A whimpering?
Yeah, the ground was really sad.
Oh.
Can I go outside to the guards that are posted on the door?
Yeah.
And listen, we're really grateful for everything you've been doing for us, and you've been doing a great job keeping this place safe. However, there's a noise coming from the basement. Have you seen or heard anything? Anybody coming in or anything like this?
No. I personally haven't heard anything untoward going on either within or without and around the property. So no, like I said, nothing to report. We would have said so. One of us in the chamber.
Yes, of course. Then perhaps you would do me the kind favour of one of you perhaps could stay in the basement and just watch over. We've got some very valuable chests there that could do with being watched.
In the basement?
Yes, if you'd be so kind. Or we can move the chest up to somewhere a bit more comfortable if that'd be easier.
Well, I hate to sound like a wuss, but I'm actually quite afraid of the dark, like enclosed spaces. So
no problem. We'll bring the chest up to the ground floor then.
All right, yeah, I can do that.
Just keep an eye on it for
I'll
us.
just get Rog over there. Rog, could you watch the door? I've just got to guard the interior for a spell. Yeah? Oh, great. Yeah, it's all agreed. If you bring the chest up, and I'll be happy to wait inside and keep an eye on everything from inside.
Brilliant, and we'll come back to check on the basement later. I'm sure it's nothing to worry about, eh?
Well,
And I'm just like,
I hope not.
elbow him.
But there are stories about the bowels of the earth. To be honest, well, there always used to be talk that it used to be the haunt of the shadow thieves, the shadow thieves guild or whatever they're. The shadow thieves.
It's a thieves guild.
Well, I don't know about that, but I know, there was always taught that this is where the shadow thieves operate down here. And there was always a lot of bogeyman kind of esque.
Bogeyman.
Like spooky talk concerning it. Even though it used to be a hotspot for adventurers to meet, the recent sort of disappearance of the owners and dereliction of the place, it's just been encouraging talk. To be honest, I think that's why they were keen to get someone like you in here for a while, just to see,
what was the
if anything might
name?
happen.
Well, it sounds like we should have ourselves a sleepover in the basement tonight.
You can tell us later when we get back. Maybe
This is the thing. Like, I had all this information weeks ago.
Well, don't you worry, we've got to be on our way now anyways.
I'm so sorry.
We can tell each other our deepest, darkest secrets.
Maybe the owner's buried in the basement.
I can't remember off the top of my head now, but I'll look it up and let you know once I have it.
That would be splendid.
Call me back down and get my notes again.
Thanks.
To be honest, we have to be on our way anyways. So.
Okay, well, have a good day. I hope everything works in your favour, and I'll be happy to report when you return later on.
Wonderful. Cray, give us a hand with this chest, won't you? And I'll just direct Cray into lifting the chest for me. That's right. Put your back into it, man. Come on.
Good job.
It feels heavier.
Do a strength check, because you're gonna have to haul this up.
Without advantage, because I am not helping you.
How can you fail this? If you fail this strength check, then
Of all the strength checks.
all is wrong with the
Is
world.
this strength athletics or just?
Yeah,
Ooh,
you're hauling it up where it rests in this articulated
26.
barrel. 26. Oh yeah, no problem. So you just dun, 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 dun,
Oh,
dun.
it's so heavy. I'm just kidding.
Actually, the spring-loaded suspension of this articulated barrow is helping him quite a lot, but it's also it's like a hurdy-gurdy.
Great job. And my friend, do you know, I didn't get your name. Very rude of me. You're going to watch this for us, aren't you?
Yes, my name is Teal, and that's Rog.
So grateful to you too.
No problem. Happy to be of service. Happy to oblige. It is what we are paid for, after all. So don't mention it. I'll do my best for you.
Bye.
Bye. How many times does he have to say goodbye to you? Fucking hell.
Let's go.
Bye.
Okay, so you tumble out of the bowels of the earth, get into the carriage. Cole and the others are all waiting there for you. It's like, right, bloody hell! Did you fall in? What were you doing in there?
We have exciting lives.
Come on, we got work to be getting on with. We're like, yeah, and he.
Yeah.
No one even commented on your new outfit. How's that?
Are you wearing it?
So Jasper's like, well, actually, I was just going to mention how fantastic a bit of apparel that is. Are you sure you want to wear that out while we're shoveling up crap? I mean, it's going to get dirty and everything.
Well, it's also going to get attacked.
Well, yeah, I suppose that's the point, isn't it? Yeah. All right. Well,
I'll be honest with you, I haven't shoveled any shit since we've been employed.
Oh, well. It's a shame your man Sif isn't with you today, because he seemed to quite enjoy all of that lark.
Oh, he's got the flu.
To be honest, I felt like saying something because he was doing me out of a job.
It's fine, he's got poo flu now.
Oh, that is a bit of a hazard of our occupation. You can contract some nasty infections from grubbing about in the dung, but makes your constitution better. Toughens you up. What don't kill you and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, onward. And so you're trundling along. Who wants to roll to see where you end up this morning?
What was it again?
Who hasn't done it? Ezra, you haven't done it, I don't think.
I've done it once. I haven't done it in a while. It's 3d6, is it?
Yeah.
I usually don't volunteer because I only have 1d6, so it just takes me a while. But let's give it a go. So that's 1, 1, 4, 6.
6. Move the token, please.
1, 2, 3. Is that the caravan court we're on? U6?
Yeah. Not been here before, I don't think.
No.
No, we haven't been here before. This is new.
Here we go.
It's a new day.
Let's see. Yep. Oh, we're on day 5, aren't we?
Right.
Need to change that.
It's almost a 10 day.
Where's the thing drawing thing?
Thing drawing thing. Thing on thing action. Oh my god, put that thing down.
Wait, how do you draw in this?
Just copy one of them.
I can't even select it.
Oh god. Ah, we know it's 5.
Everything's going wrong today.
Yay!
Yay! Just not with it today. Here we go. There you go, that'll do. Wow.
Did it.
Did it. Things were done. People were impressed. It's pro D&D.
Squares were made.
You don't get entertainment like this on any other channel.
No.
No. Show, rather. Whatever.
You don't have giant foam sharks looking at you.
Yeah, you don't have dogs interrupting play, barking and nothing.
Oh,
You
but
don't-
that's always a treat.
Okay, so Jasper says to you, like, we're on our way to the caravan court this morning. It's where the Southern Ward crew begins, and where our sometimes our day where their day ends and our day begins a lot of the time. Despite the fact that it gets a lot of attention from the two overlapping crews, there's just dung non-stop around the clock from all the comings and goings of the various caravans and whatnot from the trade routes. So it needs a lot of tending, the caravan court. So we might need you to muck in on this one, depending on how much of a heap there is. Anyway, yeah. So as you stop and pile out, and the crew starts unloading their shovels and brushes and what have you, a caravan pulls into the courtyard and stops near where, like, Jasper and Co are just about to start scooping up some of the leavings that are dolloped across the cobbles. Yeah, and two dragonborn step out from this carriage, and they're heavily armed and heavily armoured.
Jesus.
And they're wasting no time. One of them is already starting to pull down some packs, and he's breaking into a bottle of whiskey, chugging it like down. While the other one corners the caravan leader, who's just disembarked from where he's been driving the horses, and the dragonborn, you overhear him saying, "Hurry up and give us our pay! I can't wait to get into the city and spend it." And you can see the caravan leader's like, "Right, you are, very well, yeah." And he's like starts more hurriedly counting cash out for them, and one of them is green scaled, and he's the one that's just glugged down almost an entire bottle of whiskey, and as he lowers the bottle and gasps like, "Ah!" He says, "That was a hell of a slog, but worth it. Let's go get us something pretty."
Oh.
And the blue scaled one, who's just come back with their pay from the caravan leader, says, "Shit, yeah! Not that sleazy cash up front girls in Feln Lane, though. Neither. Some classy ones at the Golden Horn." And they exchange what would be best described as a high five, like, and then like saunter west onto Saffra's Lane, while passing back and forth the bottle of liquor between them, draining it quickly. I would like you all to make a wisdom perception check, please.
Wisdom perception check.
Ooh, nat 20.
20.
Ugh, 5.
So nat 20 for Kayla, 5 for Cray Cray. Ezra, what did you get?
9.
Oh dear. Bramble,
That's 22. I did
22.
good.
So you and Cray Cray have learnt that they're...
Me and Kayla.
Sorry, you and Kayla, sorry. My mistake.
I know no.
Cricket hasn't learned shit.
Pity your DM.
I'm looking at a fly. Look at that fly.
You've just had confirmed to you that the Golden Horn is a place where favours from ladies and gentlemen of the night can be secured for payment.
Good.
So your investigations the other night, though they didn't exactly confirm that with any obvious developments, they have now been confirmed for you by this exchange between these two dragonborn. So, and also, what did you get, Kayla? 15?
She got 20.
Nat 20.
Oh, nat 20. And what you got? What? Sorry, Bramble.
22.
22. Okay, so additionally to this, whilst you're observing and overhearing these dragonborn, you also note that Camlin looks extremely uncomfortable for the very briefest of moments. Like he suddenly like starts like he looks like he wants to try and hide or maybe even like say something to those two dragonborn, and then he seems to remember himself and recoils back into his usual introspective surly like. But you caught that slip in his demeanour. So what do you want to do? The others
Who's
are just busy.
charismatic wants to question him on it.
Not me, because I'm too busy looking at this fly.
Ezra's just daydreaming about like him walking into some like grand establishments wearing his fine clothes.
I just turn to him.
daydreaming about that.
I turn to him and I say, "Do you know those dragonborn?"
So Cameron's like, well, no. Well, why would I know them? But
You just seemed a bit startled, was all. Are you okay?
Awfully flustered, aren't you?
I'm not flustered. I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me. Just normal day. It's the same old business as usual. Nothing wrong.
Bramble just says, if they're friends of yours, why don't we call them over? And he looks at Camlin and goes, not to approach, but almost to call his bluff to approach them.
They're not friends of mine. They're no friends of mine at all. Don't say that.
So silly.
What's his name again, Aaron?
Camlin.
Cameron. I was just writing a note. Sorry.
What's going on?
Who are you talking to?
All of them. You see that fly? It was great.
Camlin just remains like nothing going on. Nothing. Don't know them. No.
Huh?
Do you want to do anything more?
I missed it anyway.
I don't know if I can do anything more.
Well,
Right now.
Quiz him.
it's your game. It's up to you.
Quiz that fucker.
What do you want to do?
Something's up with that guy.
Yeah, something's off with that guy.
Maybe the dress. Maybe they're like his daughters or something. Maybe his daughter works there. Oh, could it be that?
Sorry, I've got like rockets going on outside my window. If you guys can hear it, I apologize.
Yeah, I heard a little bit of that. Yeah. Do you think maybe? Yeah.
Those
Well,
hot-blooded Scots.
those poor workers at the Golden Horn don't look like they're going to be having a very good time with those guys.
Yeah.
So Camlin bloody right about that.
Oh, we were there.
Rough are they?
Huh?
We were there last night.
Well, you mean
Yeah.
we were there last night?
The Golden Horn.
Will they even let them in? They seem to have much more classier customers there.
Don't know.
Have you ever been there?
No.
I saw a poster in your room from the doorway.
Well, don't mean nothing. Don't mean I've been there.
Ugh. Why would you have a poster?
We wouldn't judge you if you had been, sir.
Well, maybe I just
It's a
like
very
the
classy
poster.
establishment.
Maybe I just like the posters. It's a well-known place. You can get posters anywhere in Waterdeep.
Oh, so you like the artist?
Well, maybe I do.
Who's
Okay.
the artist?
I don't know. Isn't it something we should be getting on with? Shouldn't you be doing some work?
This is it.
Well, I've got work to do. There's dung to be shoveled. And he like turns away and picks up his shovel and starts digging into a pile nearby that the others have missed, and scooping it into and dropping it into one of the barrels.
Like, guys, he collects posters.
How weird, right?
I solved it.
Bramwell's gonna try and cast, or get up close to him and cast detect thoughts.
Okay.
Ooh.
Can you just explain the
So it's a second level divination. For the duration, you can read the thoughts of certain creatures. When you cast the spell, and as your action on each turn until the spell ends, you can focus your mind on any one creature that you can see within 30 feet radius. If the creature you choose has an intelligence of 3 or lower, or doesn't speak any language, the creature is unaffected. You initially learn the surface thoughts of the creature, what's most on the mind.
Oh, detect thoughts.
Yeah.
I did this last time, and all we learned was that there was something on his mind that he was trying to hide, but he didn't
so
specifically.
Yeah.
do I have to do a wisdom save to
I believe.
Yeah, wisdom saving throw.
That's only if you probe deeper.
Yeah,
Yeah, only
probably
if
gonna
you're
probe deeper.
But you should be able to learn the surface thoughts of him, like without probing deeper. So maybe worth doing that before asking Aaron to do the saving throw.
Are you probing? Oh shit! Are you probing deeper?
I'll be probing. I'm an adult detective. It's gonna happen.
Oh, fair. Indeed.
Go back.
Sorry, did you say you were or weren't? I got.
Oh, I am.
Okay. Very well, very well. Hang on.
It's going deep. Hello,
It's
Freya.
go deep. Yep. I feel like this is just gonna be an on-current thing now.
The adult detective is in.
Oh, I forgot about this. Adult detective, yeah. That is a
My thoughts are always deep.
4, so I fail. So
You failed.
you deep dive, and
Do you want me to? So the text for this is you gain insight into its reasoning, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind, such as something it worries over, loves, or hates.
Oh my god.
so
Okay, it's gonna be on the forefront of his
foremost
mind
on
right now.
Camlan's mind is his fear for the people that work at the Golden Horn
Yeah.
when they come into contact with the Dragonborn as potential patrons, and you can sense that he was offended by the way in which they spoke about the Golden Horn and its employees, and he's you also get a flash like of an image from his point of view almost of a brutish Goliath being abusive verbally towards him, and it's associated with the Golden Horn and also with his fears for the treatment of the other.
Wasn't the bouncer a Goliath?
Didn't we? The sword was. We got the sword from a Goliath, right?
Yeah, in the yawning portal. Who was the bouncer we spoke
Yeah.
to? Was that some
The bouncer was.
One sec, I'm just gonna quickly get a drink.
I didn't make a note of that. Should I?
It was something big.
Failing DM here.
So good.
Did I make a note of it? It was in the golden. I love this stream. I reveal all my DM fails live for everyone to see. If I can do it, anybody can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I'm pretty sure I wrote his name down. Why isn't it here? God damn it. No, I didn't. Anyway, okay, so yeah, you guys should be making notes of this shit, not me.
Yeah.
I have to make up on the spot, and then you guys write it down, so it saves me having to
It was
remember
the
it.
one thing I didn't write down.
Okay, anyway, yeah, I don't know what the bouncer was. He was a big fella.
But he associates with big angry Goliath.
Yeah, but it's not somebody that Bramble recognises from having any interaction with previously.
Yeah.
What else do you want to know?
Currently, only Bramble knows this.
Yeah, what else does
Cool.
Bramble glean from this dive?
Well, he was wanting to know if there's, because we were talking about point of view there. Was he did he look at himself in this point of view? How was he dressed? Was he wearing anything that was in that closet that Cray and Bramble saw?
You couldn't tell that because a lot of the vision was focused entirely on this abusive, aggressive male Goliath.
Don't forget with this spell that obviously if you're learning his current thinking, but you can shape that by asking questions.
Him, yeah. So Bramble was going to ask him about the clothes in his closet.
So
if he's going to ask him like those items in your closet the other night, you said they weren't taken. What's so important about those?
This is the victim of the target of this aware that they are being.
Oh yeah. It says either way, the target knows that you are probing its mind, and unless you shift your attention to another creature's other thoughts, the creature can use its action on its turn to make an intelligence check contest. If it succeeds, the spell ends.
So Camlin is like, get your filthy fingers out of my mind. You don't belong there. There's none of your business. Get out! Oh. And he like swings the shovel at you in a warding like, rah, get away! And the brush. He doesn't make contact, but so I'm going to do an intelligence. That is 18. So what have I got to beat? 15? Is it against your a DC of your spell save DC?
Yeah. Yes, I think.
By your intelligence.
No, I don't think it beats my spell save DC.
Yeah. So.
Do you know it? Have you got D&D Beyond? It should be listed.
Yeah. Its spell save DC is 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your charisma, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
What class are you?
I'm
homebrew.
Okay, but charisma, is that your spellcasting stat?
Yeah.
You're a warlock.
Yeah, then that's right.
Castlinger. So
it's kind of a hybrid class.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, so I've saved. Yes.
It's 18. You have to beat.
So it was 18 that I rolled. So he beats it. So he expels your probing from his mind, and it's like, you stay away from me for the rest of the day, or the shovel is going to meet your neck. And he just goes around the other side of the court and gets some of his work far away from you.
I turn around to the group and I tell him what I saw. And I say it's probably best we either stop those guys or because he's gonna be worried all day.
Yeah. Are we gonna be going past the golden? I'm trying to say the golden hind, which is a pub here. The golden horn.
Golden hind.
Golden hind. Yeah.
If we roll well.
Horn.
Shall we tell the dung sweepers we're going on early lunch?
Well, we need to stay with them because they need our protection. But we can try and see if we can go past that way.
See if we could persuade them past that way.
Yeah.
Ezra, you've not been doing anything all day. You could tell them.
Yes.
You've
I
just been
could.
standing there.
Do we? So does Ezra know any other good I guess where could you blow off steam in Waterdeep that isn't the Golden Horn? Like a gambling den or something like this. Would he know of one?
Yeah, I mean, if you were a resident there for some years...
I feel like I should do, but I as a player, don't. I can try and quickly look one up.
I mean...
Let me just have a look on the D&D Beyond.
There are a lot of places that you could choose from. That you could...
Are these on?
Where's Follows Encoridon? Where the heck's that?
I had it.
Okay, the High Flagon Gambling House. That'll do. So I'm gonna run after in the direction that those dragonborn went.
Yeah.
Try and catch up to them and engage them in dialogue.
Okay, you're actually actively pursuing
Yes, although I don't want to be seen running up to them, I guess.
So are you going to attempt to do...
I will,
stealth check?
attempt to kind of go past them in a subtle way. I mean, I'm not trying to avoid their attention or whatever.
Okay.
I don't know how I'm going to do this subtly, but whatever. It's going to feel very forced.
Okay.
Try and go past them and then try and turn back and approach them from the opposite direction.
Okay, do a stealth check then for me, please.
Sure.
I hope I've got...
Not great. 13.
Oh man. You know what? There's no dragonborn monster stats. I can't. Oh.
Do you want me to bring one up?
I'm pretty sure that's a fail.
What is it?
13.
Well, the average perception of something is 13, though, isn't it? So.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
You're cool. Make it up.
So, one of them turns around to you, the blue one, and it's like, "What do you want? Skulking up behind us all the way along this road? State your business."
My apologies, good friend. I actually I overheard you mention that you were going to the Golden Horn, and as lovely an establishment as it is, I couldn't help but think, since my brother owns the High Flagon, which I have to say a far superior gambling house, and just as many pleasant entertainments there to take your fancy, I couldn't just sort of walk by and not tell you how good of a place this was, and to mention that if you go along and mention my name, you'll get a 50% discount, and that's really a very good thing to have. What do you say, guys?
Are there women there? Ladies?
Absolutely, the finest in Waterdeep. Much nicer than the ones at the Golden Hall. Let's just say they're a little second rate, aren't they?
Well, not in our experience.
Well, then you've not been to the High Flagon, my friend.
I remain to be convinced. Do a persuasion.
Well, then just find out for yourself. And what have you got to lose?
Persuasion.
Yep. 27.
That's good. Okay.
Ezra only knows how to persuade.
Yeah. It's like the other one speaks up. He's like, "Wait, brother. I feel something good about this shiny, pink human. Perhaps we should pursue this. We might find...
Absolutely, my brother would be happy to take your trade.
We might find a new favourite stomping ground." He's like, "Oh, if you say so. Lead the way, Blondie."
Don't forget, tell them Dalvin sent you.
Darwin.
Yes.
Darwin. Very good. Show us. Come.
Have a pleasant trip there.
We don't know where it is.
Oh, my apologies, and I'll direct them to what is legitimately the correct location for this place.
What's it called?
the other one says that. Why can't you just show us if it's so close?
I never said it was close, but totally worth a visit. It's actually at the other side of town, at the top of North Ward, but you'll be there in no time. I've got business I have to get back to, but have a great visit.
All right. Where can we find you again?
Why would you need to find me?
It's always good to have a guide for the local hotspots in any city.
I'm afraid that is not my trade, good friend. I don't do that. I was merely passing by and thought I'd pass on my brother's good business.
Okay, enough jibber jabber. Come on, I'm thirsty and I've got a hunger for other things too. So the other one drags his brother away, and who keeps looking back at you suspiciously. They stomping off through the streets, away from you towards where.
I've just made some enemies. When they get there, they're going to be disappointed.
Oh, really?
Well, they're going to be looking for Darwin, not you.
Yeah.
What was his name?
I made up a name, Darwin.
Darwin.
Who be this?
And thus Darwinism was invented.
What's the name of this place again?
I should have disguised what I look like. Oh,
You goofed.
that's stupid of me. Oh, well.
It was a quick situation.
And then I'll return back to the rest of the group and at a suitable opportunity talk to Cameron.
Okay. So let me make a note. Okay,
What was that place called? The Flag and Dragon?
The High Flagon.
High Flag.
And it actually is at the proper north end of the city, so conveniently miles out of the way. We'll be long gone by the time they're back.
Okay, so you make your way back to the caravan court where the others are just packing up their equipment, having given it a good clean.
Sure. I'd like to approach Camden.
So Cameron was just like, yeah, what do you want?
I just wanted to say those ruffian dragonborn types. They're not the kind to visit the good people of the name place.
Golden
Horn.
Sorry.
So I sent them directions to another place in Waterdeep, more suitable for their ill repute type. So you don't need to worry about them visiting there. I thought you'd like to know.
Right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. If you ever want to talk about anything, I'm here.
No, I don't want to talk. Thank you.
Suit yourself, friend.
Might I recommend that you mind your own business from now on? There's no need for you to.
But don't you see how we can help each other out here?
Well, what do you want from me?
Just frank honesty. If ever you have anything on your mind you'd like to share with us, maybe we can help.
We're all friends here.
That remains to be seen. And he's like, well, thank you anyway. I've got to get back in the carriage. Gotta go. And he shoves his equipment into the bottom layers, compartments of the carriage, climbs in after the others. And you hear Cole say, come on, stop lollygagging, we've got to get on. So who wants to roll for the next location?
I can do it.
Okay.
I can do it.
Is it 3d6? 13.
13.
Oh shit.
Move the token along.
Oh god, I've moved windows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Felzoon's Folly.
Alright, so it's lunchtime. You actually landed on it.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Alright.
This is lunch music.
So, like, after that day's hard labour, Cole says, "Is that the time? All right, let's break for some snap. Who's feeling generous today? Who's ponying up?
Bramble was going to pay for it because he.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have to make amends for
by the
Upset.
way,
Yeah, exactly.
you've earned some points for that exchange there. Let me just. Where is it? Or did you not? No, you didn't.
Damn.
Yeah.
I saw a fly.
Anyway, so Bramble, you
10
are
points to Cray.
you are kindly footing the bill for this afternoon's eats. So you earn yourself a point, but you also are down 9 silver.
That's alright. That's alright.
And you want to do anything while you guys are breaking for lunch?
We need to ask him anything. Oh.
Does anyone want to talk to Cole about his contacts and the network?
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, the 7 stars.
I've done a lot of talking today.
I could do it.
I feel like you're more a kindred spirit with him than I am.
It could go completely wrong.
Hey, Cole.
Yeah. What's up?
Do you remember that guy yesterday?
What guy?
The little one.
Oh, that halfling fella. Yeah.
Couple pot.
Yeah.
Just a couple pot.
No, that wasn't his name. I
Something like that.
can't remember what his name was. I don't know him. But yeah, what about him?
Kellis Copper Kettle.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Copper Kessel. Yeah.
Was he part of the network?
No.
Wink, wink.
What network?
The network. Wink, wink.
You mean the Black Network?
Yeah, that one.
No.
Oh.
As far as I'm aware, he is not a member of the network.
Are you a member of the network?
I am not a member of the network, but I have some contacts in the network, and I sometimes arrange for things to be done for the benefit of various parties.
Oh, like jobs. Wink, wink.
Yeah, like certain contracts. We help get them to certain right people when we can, because it's shady, but it often benefits the greater good of the city. If you see what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, you smear palms, yeah?
That's funny, being as we're dung sweepers, but no, we don't smear palms, it's greasing palms. But no, we're not really in that business. I just, I alert people to opportunities that are happening.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's on this subject, where we're staying at the bowels of the earth.
Yeah?
It was mentioned to us earlier that it could have been possibly a base for shadow thieves.
Shadow thieves, yeah. Oh, that is.
He did that a lot.
Yeah, that is. There was some talk of that. I mean, historically, it was known to be a spot for them to congregate and operate out of in the past. But they've long been ousted from the city. They're not something people should concern themselves with anymore. They're like a ghost story or an urban legend. They're not.
Are they ghosts?
No, it's just a.
Do they haunt basements?
Just a figure of speech. They're. There's always talk like that. Oh, the Hallister the Mad Mage is going to return from the Under Mountain and erase Waterdeep, and the Shadow Thieves are going to rise up and take over the city, and all. There's always talk like that. That's.
Do they like sneak around on the roofs?
So the stories go. Yeah, I mean it's
It's true.
It's not in my lifetime. It was quite a while back that they were
We've seen
they
them.
were common operators in the Heartlands and the Sword Coast. So you know, you've
Bob-
seen one.
Bog and Grog saw them sneaking around outside the bowels of the earth on the roof.
Well, it could be anyone. It could just be some common thief, like a
And then
cat burglar or
the
something.
other night in the Middle School Tavern, one of them dashed out the window.
Again, I mean, you know, attributing that to something like the Shadow Thieves is it's a step too far without any real evidence. It could just be a common thief, you know, any old rogue.
Look, we've seen at least 12 of
Look, I mean,
instances.
don't let me tell you your business. I sweep dung, and you're, well, I don't know what you lot really are. Vocational, homicidal,
We're
vocational
the Misfits.
vagrants or something. Yeah, but you know, it's, you know, don't get don't get wrapped up in
Aaron
fairy
EXE
tales.
stopped working.
Yeah, the screen went
Yeah,
blank.
woot.
Could his contacts in the network find out if there's been any movements by the Shadow Thieves?
Yeah, could you put out the feelers?
I mean, that's not really the extent of how I deal with them.
What if we slip you some coin?
No, there's no need for that. No, there's no need for that.
The introduction.
I'll speak to my contacts and see if I can get any information about that kind of suspicious activity by some shadowy new faction in the city or something, and see what I can turn up. But as I say, it's not the kind of transaction I normally have with the network. You know, it's
What kind of transactions do you normally have?
for a brief fee. They tell me about certain opportunities that might be opening up for people that I might come into contact with on my way through the trades ward on a job, and I kind of act as like a bulletin board or a note board for prospective employees. Not,
Nice.
I don't have them
Broco's literally
pinned on
looking
me.
for posts.
No, they're not literally.
It's a
Just,
slow day for you.
it's just a figure of speech again. It's not literal. Anyway, I'll see if I
Has
can
that
turn
ever
it
backfired for you?
Anything else while you're there? Is that it?
Oh, Brother was just going to ask, has that ever backfired for you?
What do you mean by that?
By that I mean, any of these, let's say, any of these transactions or bulletins you've kind of set out for people, how they come back wanting, I don't know, to hurt you, or have they cursed you, or have they threatened you before?
I mean, my involvement ends with just being an intermediary. I accept information from one end, deliver it to another, or they come to me for the information, and that's it.
So like a middleman.
Yeah, I merely am a vector for information about certain opportunities.
What format? No, I'm just messing.
So
Alright.
that's as far as it goes. I'm not deeply involved in anything that happens one end or the other, either the employer or the employee. I'm the middleman. I take a nominal fee to deliver certain contract information to certain parties. I have no further involvement. So whatever happens on either end is nothing to do with me, and I'm happy to keep it that way, to be honest.
And they'll never shoot the messenger. It's kind of a dangerous job.
Not yet. Not yet.
I'll keep your wits about you.
Well, this is why we have people like you to protect us while we're out and about doing these kind of these jobs, which is what's part of being a dung sweeper, really, in the city.
I
It's not
see.
just shoveling shit. It's also shooting shit.
So this is why Mert hired us.
I've not shot any shit. When did we do this? I've run to the end of my inquiry. Wink, wink.
Yeah, good. Because we're all finished, so let's get on with day's work. Felton's Fun is S4. We've got a bit to tidy up round here, so we might as well do it after we've eaten. Better to do it after eating than before.
Agreed.
You know, it can affect the appetite. But yeah, so as you're about to leave, a bristle-bearded dwarf comes up to Cole and sorry, bear with me.
It's a lot.
As he comes up to you and he says, Cole, Tom's specialties has come up with a piece that would be perfect for a certain individual of questionable taste of our mutual acquaintance. And I could really do with your help, like you strapping group you've got here in help with moving something. What do you say? Of course, you'll be generously compensated for your time. So Cole looks around. He's like, "Are you up for that? You mind?"
Is it a chest?
What needs
He's like,
moving?
you'll see if you come down here. And Cole says to you, "Don't worry. Felzoon is he's to be trusted. Like
Okay.
he's on the up and up. You know."
Oh, do you own this place?
I do with my partner, Halit. Halit. Get
Okay.
it right. I don't want to hear that misspoken again. There'll be trouble.
Try my best.
Yeah, you better. No. Come on then, big man. There's work to be done. Are you game?
Is it just me?
No, I'll need all your help.
Alright then.
Right.
See me.
Come on then, follow me. And he leads you around to the back alley behind the establishment.
We're not going to kill rats in a cellar?
And you see a terrified-looking halfling is tied to a chair in a small shed adjacent to the tavern's rear entrance. And the dwarf says, "This little piece of dung had a simple delivery to make, but instead he decided to steal from me. Now, I got a magic sword gone missing, and if a certain somebody finds out about it, I'm up Dung Creek without a paddle. Fastfoot here ain't talking, but maybe a little bath will change his mind. Roll that camber pot barrel over here, please."
Okay.
So do you do it?
Is it having a bath?
Yeah. He's like, "Right, and you have a chew. If you could, grab this bugger by his feet and upend him and dunk him head first into that barrel of excrement."
Is this really the most effective way of getting this man to give you information that you want? And I'll sort of look at him as though sort of trying to be on his side a bit and you know, foster some kind of...
Trying to be more efficient.
The halfling. You look
Yeah,
at
trying to be the halfling's friend here.
you play
Okay.
good cop. So he's like,
No, please, don't put me there, please.
Listen. I'm sure that this whole this kerfuffle can all be resolved very simply. But all you have to do here, and to prevent this horrible thing from happening to you, is let this man know what you know.
I can't tell, but I don't want to go in that shit. No, please.
Are you going to lift him like Bramble and Kayla, or are you going to dunk him in the shit pot that Cray has brought over?
Kayla's probably not going to. I
Well,
thought
Bramble,
this was we
Bramble
were
does
just
this
gonna
stuff
move
for a
some
living, man.
boxes.
Kayla says, I thought she was like, "Well, you've moved something, all right.
So, I guess this will count as doing the job, as you dip this bugger into those jobbies.
So Bramble goes, let's make this a little bit more exciting, and he casts prestidigitation on the bucket of excrement and heats it up.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God.
So
This is getting much worse by the minute here.
the viscous slop starts to bubble and pop and agitate as it heats.
Oh, it's like sips.
So the halfling is like,
Sips.
No! I confess! Alright, I confess! I unloaded it in Spendthrift Alley to some human who said he had to go back to his room at the Dripping Dagger to get the gold! Please don't dip me in that shit!
That's not going to be enough information for us to get that sword back. You're going to have to describe this human a bit more carefully. Think, man, think!
Bramble wobbles and puts him closer to it, knocking his head to the side.
I don't remember! There's not enough information written in the adventure for me to recall!
You speak funny.
Yeah,
So
brown hair,
perhaps that is all the
brown hair.
information we need then.
Brown hair and like the tan skin. That's as much as I can remember. And unusual eyes. Please, no, my hair. Oh no, it'll stink for weeks.
Was he finally dressed?
He was dressed like a soldier. He had armor and a weapon. Please, my hair. It's going in the poo. Please, no.
Did he have a scar? Or
No scars. Put me down. That's all I can remember.
the dwarf says,
That's enough. Put him down. That's right. That'll have to do. He barely pays attention most days to anything as it is, so that's as much as we'll get out of him. Now, just drop him.
Not in the ship.
Be
Not in the
careful
shit.
what word you use.
oh
Bramble just dropped him.
no! Do you drop him in the slop?
No.
You just drop him.
No.
If you're gonna go in the slop, you go in the slop.
Is Bramble dropping him in the slop?
He's dropping him in the slop.
Oh,
it's like,
Oh, God!
so like it displaces his whole body weight's worth of dung, like viscous bubbling hot dung out of the barrel onto the stream. I want you to make a dexterity saving throw, please, Bramble, if you are, because you're closest.
That's just 18.
Oh, that's enough. All right. So you let go and backpedal as like the poo slime just splashes and spatters onto the cobbles, and the halfling sinking into the barrel steadily, with his hairy feet kicking madly about.
I'll pull him out.
And he's like,
It burns! My eyes!
and then
Get him
the dwarf is like,
out!
Oh no! There's no need for that. I was never gonna put him in there anyway. Please, just put him in that
Bramble,
water
get him
barrel
out.
quickly.
And he's like, so he's gradually getting like
Is he clean?
clean. He's like, that'll do. He's like, just let him go. And he's like,
Oh no! I'm sorry!
and he just runs off, like desperately trying to get out of the alley, and runs into a wall and knocks himself out and falls on his flat on his back.
Ezra's going to walk over to his unconscious body and cast Lesser Restoration to cure any disease that he inevitably has picked up from that.
Shit.
Okay.
He's like, well, you're a better man than I am for that. Well done. Thank you for your assistance. I don't think that we'll need any more from you. So yeah, you can be on your way. I'll deliver the compensation to you at the usual time and place, Cole. So thank you. I was expecting the Brunos brothers, but evidently they're still away, and these are your new enforcers. Aye. Good job. Yeah, very handy indeed. Perhaps you might be up for forms of further employment of this kind at a later date, maybe.
Is this how you bath everybody?
Not usually, no.
Oh, the water's incredibly dirty, even for my standards.
Yes. Does your friend not understand the concept of what you do for a living?
Cole's like, he's a bit slow on the uptake, but he's, as you've seen, he's handy in certain situations.
Who just like literally just beat the shit out of somebody.
It's like, come on, there's more. There's yet more shit to be shoveled up elsewhere.
Will it be
Time's a
like
wasting.
this? Is it going to be like this again?
Well, who knows? It's, you know, the day of a dung sweeper is varied and colourful. So who could say what could happen next? Roll the dice. Who wants to do that? Who hasn't rolled today? Kayla, you do it.
I've not rolled today, but I rolled last week.
I'm gonna have to go about now.
Oh, well, let's call it there. Let's call it there.
Sorry,
As
guys.
you're about to
So
move
no
on to-
rolling?
No.
I'll
We
leave it.
started late, didn't we? Unfortunately.
Yeah, sorry guys.
It's
No
alright.
worries.
It's alright.
Well, that's it for this week's shorter session than usual. But thank you for playing, everybody.
Are we the
and
baddies?
Thank
think
you to
Bramble
anybody
might
that stuck with us.
Yeah, not so sure about Bramble anymore.
Yeah.
He's a bad man. Yeah, so we'll be back next week at the same time, Wednesday, 8 PM UK time, if you want to find out what happens next on the Misfits Misadventures. Has anybody got anything they want to promote before we sign off?
Soap.
Just
Oh, I do.
Oh yeah, okay.
Wait, I need to find it first. We went to EGX on Sunday, and we it's just random. I just thought it was really cool. But we met this girl who was selling her T-shirts, and there's sort of these like kind of cool,
Oh wow.
understated, like
Witcher.
sort of nerdy T-shirts. This was obviously a Witcher one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let me just find what it was called. She's got a Twitter. But yeah, she was super lovely, and yeah, we chatted and nerded out a bit, and she makes cool T-shirts, so I'll just give her a shout out.
Cool. Excellent. Yeah, post the link
I
so that
will.
I can then share it on other social medias. I know that the later years enrollment fuddled that up. The RPG Writer Workshop is starting up again in November, and I don't know if I think you can still enroll for that. So if anybody out there is an aspiring game designer or game writer, I would highly recommend signing up for the RPG Writer Workshop, because it's an exceptional resource. It's full. It's of great and helpful people that are part of the sort of mentorship and tutelage program, but also you'll find cool people in the Discord chat and also fellow students, I guess, that you'll forge good relationships with. So do please sign up for that. I will also post a link to that at a later date on social media. But RPG Writer Workshop, go for it. I did it, and it was exceptionally helpful and very rewarding.
Yeah.
And Ashley Warren from the Tales from the Mists D&D actual play series, as well as a writer of many excellent D&D modules and creations, is basically the head of the whole thing. So you're getting to
In good hands.
yeah, you're getting to interact with top tier people that know what they're talking about and can help you out. So I highly recommend doing so if you are thinking of
That's
ever being a game writer. Anyway,
I found her name.
What is it?
It's called, so the Twitter's called Nerds Retweet. Not retweet. Retreat.
Yeah.
They're at Nerds Retreat, and I found the because the packaging's really cool as well. It comes with like cool like envelopes with like the art on it.
Nice.
Nerds
Oh yeah,
Retreat.
that's nice.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Oh,
Very well
I
done.
did see those on Sunday.
Yeah,
On Friday.
bought-
Yeah.
I bought the Witcher one, and both Toms got because they had a really cool understated Overwatch one as well, which they both got.
Okay.
So that was mad.
So Nerds Retreat, is it .com?
Nerds Retreat. Well, that's her Twitter handle.
Oh, okay. So
Twitter.com
at
at
Nerds
Nerds
Retreat.
Retweet. Yeah, retreat, not
Okay.
retweet.
And my
Quay.
the DM's Guild D&D 5th edition adventure that I wrote as part of the RPG Writer Workshop.
I just posted it in the Twitch chat as well.
Nice one, cat.
Sorry.
Yeah, the D&D adventure that I wrote as part of the RPG Writers Workshop, The Fox and the Fae is available on DM's Guild. If you want to check that out, I would highly appreciate that. It's currently just become a copper bestseller, so yeah, it's a modest source of celebration for me. That is, and I thank you to anybody that bought it. It's you know, I really value some feedback and reviews if you could. Anyway, and also coming soon to DM's Guild as well is a new anthology series called Blood Ties, and I have contributed an adventure and done editing and various other bits and bobs for that, for Volume 1, which is called Bloodstained, and that will be out some point later in the year. But some of the Misfits also have provided art and design for it as well, so as well as a lot of other very talented people are involved in the project, so that's something else to look out for. And I think that's about it. Is there anything else that we were all involved in, that any of us involved in? The Division 2 new DLC.
Max worked on the.
Because Max worked on that, so please check that out. Your support of that.
So did Mike.
And Mike worked on the original Division.
Original,
so you're not only supporting big studios and what have you, but you're also supporting the people that work for these studios who aren't to blame for anything that the big studios do this bad. Let me just put it that way. You're helping feed artists and writers and programmers and designers. You know.
Man's got a baby to feed, people.
Feed Mike's baby, feed Max's baby. Buy and download Division 2 DLC bits and stuff.
Bits and bobs.
Okay.
Now feed your dollars to my baby.
Yeah. Right, let's go. Okay, thank you very much for watching. See you all again next week. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.